Welcome back to another video. I used to think credit cards were like the worst thing ever. It was basically for people that didn't have any money to buy things that they couldn't really afford. And now here I am with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 credit cards in my arsenal. Why the heck did I go from like absolutely hating credit cards to now owning 10? That's what we're talking about today. I want to bust through some common credit card myths on today's Credit Card 101 video. If you're into personal finance and building wealth and living your ultimate sweet life, be sure to subscribe today for more awesome personal finance videos coming right here to the channel. I'm getting right to it today, guys. Myths. There is a lot of crap being spewed out there for the world about credit cards. And I honestly believed that, you know, if you have credit cards, you're likely in debt and you likely owe a bunch of money for a bunch of crap around your house that you bought like 10 years ago and you're still paying off. What if I could tell you that it's not actually a debt tool? You can use credit cards to your advantage. In this channel, I have plenty of videos on how you can build your credit score, how you can take advantage of credit card rewards, all helping you maximize your credit benefits. Let's get to the myths. Ready? I have a total of 4 different credit card myths that we're busting today in this video. The very first one, myth number 1, you have to actually carry a balance on your credit card and you have to pay interest in order to get a good credit score. False. That's a myth. That is not true at all. For the last 5 years, I have never carried a balance on any of my credit cards. Here's the trick of the trade. I'm actually gonna show you one right here. This one right here. This card is a cashback rewards card. Every time I use it for groceries, I get 6% cash back. I want to take advantage of getting 6% cash back. I want to cash out my benefits and get like $50, $100 or whatever that cash back amount is. If I carry a balance to the next month, guess what happens? The credit card charges me interest. And when it charges me interest, I end up paying the credit card company. That's not what we do here in the channel. We take advantage of the benefits. You should be paying off your credit cards in full every single month. That's how you take advantage of credit card rewards. And by doing that, you actually show that you have a positive credit card utilization. One of the most important factors when it comes down to determining your credit score. So think about it this way. If we pay off our credit card in full every single month, you're going to show the credit reporting bureaus 2 things. 1, you're awesome with your payment history, which is the top factor when it comes down to your credit score. And 2, you keep a relatively low balance because you pay it all off. Both of those factors are going to send your score upwards. That brings us to myth number 2. It hurts to check your credit score often. You should avoid checking your credit score or your credit report. No. I actually recommend you check it often. There's 2 ways that I do it. The first one, annualcreditreport.com. Pull your full credit report every single year for free using that website. Another free resource that I've been using is creditkarma.com. Now, Credit Karma allows you to look at your credit score absolutely free, and then it breaks down how that score actually came to be, letting you know from your report what's causing it to go up, what's causing it to go down, and everything in between. Doing that is what we call a soft pull. It's not going to impact your credit score or your credit report by doing that. What impacts your credit score and your credit report is when you have hard pull or hard inquiries, which are based on going out and applying for another credit card or applying for a loan, a mortgage, and basically that creditor that's about to offer you that loan then pulls your credit report. That is what impacts your credit score. But you doing it just to check out how everything's working out? No. Doesn't impact you at all. Number 3 is that more credit cards are bad. You should limit your credit cards. Well, no, I've just showed you I have 10. I don't recommend that you only have 1 or 2 credit cards. And here's another reason why. We just talked about credit card utilization. And that basically means how much of your available credit are you using every single month for everyday purchases. So if you have, let's say for example, 2 people. You have John and you have Jill. Now John, he has a credit limit of $1,000 and he's using right now $500 of that $1,000 credit limit. That means that he has 50% utilization on the credit card. Jill, she's only using $2 of the $1,000 credit limit, so she barely has anything utilized on the credit report. So what's going to happen is that John is going to have a heavier impact to his credit score as a result of a higher utilization. But what could John do to get that 50% lower? Apply for more credit cards. So if he has more credit available to him, he'll have a benefit of having a lower utilization rate. So let's say, for example, he goes out and he has his Visa card, but then he goes and he gets a MasterCard. Now he has a total of a $2,000 limit and he still only has that $500 balance. His utilization has now improved, which will positively impact his credit score over the next couple months. So having more credit cards means two things to creditors. One, you're good with your finances and you can manage a lot of credit that's given to you. And two, it allows you to have a higher utilization, which means that you're gonna look like you can manage your finances better. And that is the key when it comes down to your credit scores and your credit reporting. That leads us to the final myth. Myth number 4 is that if you're not using, let's say you have all these credit cards, you've applied for all this, you have a massive amount of credit limit, and I don't know, you haven't used this one over here in like a year, you should probably close it. You haven't used the credit card. False, not a good idea. In fact, you should keep that credit card active and open. I'm gonna give you an example right here. I have this right here. This right here is my Wells Fargo card. It's a Visa card, and I have had this credit card for 15 years. I haven't used anything on this card in over a year now. I literally have not used this card in a year, but I'm gonna keep it open. And every now and again, Wells Fargo does send me a notice and they say, hey, you haven't used your credit card in a while. We're gonna close your account if you don't use it in the next couple weeks. Well, all I do is I use it for something simple like gas or anything that's already budgeted into my monthly budget, and then I pay the credit card right off. And because I did that, it extends the credit card. It shows them that I'm using it again and all is fine. If I were to close this card or let them close my card, that 15 years will shrink because this is my oldest card. I wanna show creditors, I wanna show lenders that I have a long credit history. So even if you have a credit card that's a year old, 2 years old, 3 years old, don't close it because it's gonna show less history, which means that there's not enough credit reporting data on you as there was. And I think it's a good idea to keep these things open to show them that you're good at managing your money over a long period of time. So those are the myths of today in Credit Cards 101. And by the way, I have plenty of other videos. I will link them down below in the description. Definitely check them out. If you found any value in today's video, all I ask, drop me a like down below. Certainly appreciate it. It helps the video and the channel. Until next time though, keep living your sweet life because you're worth it. Have an awesome day, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.